up, everybody? Seabass here. I'm the producer of the jcboshow Show, and we're doing a little solo episode highlighting JC and getting a little more in-depth with his thoughts on everything. I actually kind of wanted to start off with talking about how this show started, because we love telling that story to everybody we meet as just a way to encourage them to put themselves out there a little bit.
Yeah.
You were given a brief at my unit when I was still in the Marines. You came around, come to my common engineer company, and when you're done giving your brief, talking about Carl Gustav, you said, if anybody here needs help, or if you ever need anything, reach out.
Yeah.
And you always hear that. You always hear leadership people. I'm sure even in the corporate world, you've had managers or leaders come talk to you and say, hey, if you ever need anything, reach out to me. You never actually reach out to the person saying that, right? Well, I think I was like a Lance Corporal.
You're corporal.
Was that a corporal? Okay.
Corporal.
Well, I was still kind of like young Marine. Hell, I only did 6 years, so I guess I was a young Marine the whole time. Anyway, I reached out to you. And I've basically been on you for the last 4 or 5 years trying to get this show started. I was like, listen, I think you have a hell of a story to tell. You have a ton of leadership experience. And that's kind of how this whole thing got going. And then this March 2025, you and Bo, had a lunch. We all got cheeseburgers, and we said, let's do it. So this is going to go somewhere. I'm putting it out there now. This is going to be big. And I think it's so cool that we were able to make all that happen just from basically one conversation that you came and gave.
No, I was just like you. I was a young Marine sitting in some cheap seats somewhere, and here's some other jerky just coming to talk to me about something. So I think that's how you open doors with people. And if you're gonna say it, mean it, right? And I'm talking to you today, and you're a corporal. 5 years from now, you're a captain. Or you're a lieutenant, or you're a gunny, or whatever, or you're just a Marine that has to lead somebody into a really bad place. And if there's anything I can give you or impart on you that keeps us from having to lose American lives or have guys wounded, if I'm able to open some type of door to encourage some type of dialogue, I think I'd miss an opportunity if I didn't do that, right? So it's all about service. It's all about taking care of people. So I'm glad I said it that day, and lo and behold, you're the only guy that called me. So and that led us to me coming down to some old college apartments.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and there's Seabass, and I see this thing in the window. It's a bottle of Beams 8-star.
Yeah.
And I heard the vice president talk the other night at his Marine Corps birthday ball speech for the 250th birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, Seabass.
Happy birthday, brother.
And the vice president said, we were once living on some lean times, making cocktails with the Beams 8-star, and you had a bottle in your window, and it was plastic. And I remember giving you all kinds of shit about that bottle. And then young Cody comes walking through the background, and we end up shooting our first little video together.
Yeah.
That kind of gave us the idea, like, wow, man, maybe there is there's something here.
Yeah.
So that was the start of it, and life gets busy. But having Bo here and us being able to share our stories and our experiences, I think it resonates with a lot of people. We have grown into a society where we take up bandwidth with a lot of bullshit, and people mistake something that's completely objective, right? People try to make it subjective. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
So, and we just try to talk cash money shit.
Yeah.
And talk about stuff like, no, we say this, we have experienced this, and this is how we found our way through it. Now, you may disagree with it, but hey, we're just telling you this is what's happened, this is how we get through it, and this is how you can apply this to your life.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, the only people that ever throw shade at us it's usually some older fat white dude that never grabbed their title belt. They never achieved their full potential. And those are the guys that always get on our show and make their comments. You guys aren't for real. Screw those guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, that's okay, buddy. doesn't bother us any. So
Yeah, well, I wonder what kind of hell they're living in where they just feel the need to leave a negative comment. If you're one of these people out here that's still on the internet leaving negative comments, get a life. I cannot say this enough. I say this on my personal channel all the time. Get a life. If you are in a place where you're miserable and you feel the need to spread hate or whatever on the internet, not even making your own content. Like if you have a point to make, yeah, make your own videos. And I mean, who cares if people call you a hater, whatever. But if you're in someone's comments just being a piece of crap and the majority of the comments are positive, it's one thing if like someone has a bad take and you're piling on the bandwagon of like, yeah, this is a bad take, like pointing it out. But there's straight up people who have never done anything with their life. Right, and I know I'm young, so maybe I'm not the best person to be able to call that out. But I've done some shit with my life. I've lived a little bit, okay? There are people who have straight up never done anything with their life, leaving comments. And the main reason that we're bringing that up right now is because some of you have something you want to do. You have a business you want to start. You have your own content you want to make. You have a story to tell, or you have a dream you want to pursue and build. If you have a dream you want to build, you cannot listen to the haters. You cannot let people with no vision put you down and not let you do what you want to do with your life. I started my production company 5 years ago, and it has been a slow burn and a grind and a lot of work, but I'm just now getting to the point where I really feel like I know what I'm doing, and we're hooking and jabbing and really starting to make money, and we're putting out independent movies and projects. And if I had listened to people, I had people straight up tell me that not to do this, that I would consider like close people to me. And if I had listened to them, I'd just be like twiddling my thumbs somewhere, sitting in a corner, not participating in life, not living the life I want. And I think it's not, and a lot of times when you're going for something, it's not even about the outcome. It's just about the way you're living. And
it's the fucking journey.
Yeah, and it's
the journey, man.
You want to experience a different life. And so even if your dream, you don't even necessarily know the outcome, you don't have a visual of what the exact outcome you want out of it, that's okay. You can just say bravely and proudly, like, I want a different life. I want to live a different life. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's straight up all about.
Yeah, don't sit there as an armchair quarterback or somebody up in the stands and dog the man in the arena. You fight no fights, you stand for nothing, but you want to sit here and make a comment. Get like you said, get a life. And when we met each other 5 years ago, COVID, right before COVID.
Yeah. Which
we had no. We didn't think there was going to be a Seabass show. We didn't think there was going to be a jcboshow show. We didn't think any of that would come to fruition. But it's the positive step. Extend a hand of kindness. Bring a couple of skill sets together for a common goal. Right? Mm-hmm. We've had a good time doing this, and we get a lot of comments from people like, "Man, this is awesome." Bo did his speech on pinning the Purple Heart on his Marine that was a double amputee. Or we talk about finding our ways through dark times, through hard times. And a lot of people like, man, I really needed this today. This was really good. So when we say we get a couple haters here and there, that's really it. We generally do pretty good. But if you find yourself on the verge of being over the hill and haven't hit it in your life, know this. We've heard this before. You're at 50. You're halfway done. No, if you're halfway done at about 39 or 40, because the average life expectancy of an adult man in this country is 78 years. So over half my life's behind me. So if you find yourself in that situation, like, man, I really wish I would have fill in the blank. Damn it, go do it. Mm-hmm. And you'll probably see the world through a better light. Mm-hmm. You'll probably have a little more self-esteem. You'll probably you'll probably feel better about yourself, and you're probably going to shine a better light on those around you because you've done things to grow, right?
Yeah. And there's so many great examples of that. Pursuing martial arts later in life is one. Pursuing music later in life is one. I mean, so many people stop. For at least I'm speaking on men. Maybe women don't do this as much. I don't even know what is going through y'all's head. But men, I know a lot of times will stop themselves in their tracks. Maybe even subconsciously. Like it won't be a real thought or something you express verbally. They'll stop themselves because they'll ask, "How does this make money?" Right? I don't know if you do this, but like sometimes I'll straight up like stop myself in my tracks overthinking something like, how does this make money? And instead of just trying to experience or add the non-tangibles to your life, the intangibles to your life, the things that are just the real good stuff of life. And if it like so quit trying to make everything you do like this high performance thing. And even if you are wanting to give everything you've got, just enjoy it. Like, just do it because it's awesome. Do it because you want. Do it because you want to.
I mean, you can pour your soul into anything you choose. Right? Yeah. You think about me, playing an instrument, playing a bass. I'll never probably be a great bass player, but I'll tell you, with the amount of time I spend doing it, I'm a better bass player than 99 out of 100 people. Mm-hmm. And I can go up. I can play a 3-hour set with stuff I like: Motorhead, Van Halen, Metallica, ZZ Top. Yeah, I can get up there and do it. May not sound as good as a guy that's been playing for 30 years, but guess what? I can do it, and it makes me happy. So any endeavor you pick up, if you pick up deer hunting,
hell yeah.
If you pick up guitar playing, if you pick up MMA, if you spend any amount of time, let's just say 5 hours a week, 6 hours a week, you hunt hard every hunting season, you are going to be better than 99% of the people out there at doing that particular thing. Mm-hmm. So. It just expands you as a human being, right?
Yeah.
Your ability to keep your mind moving, playing an instrument as you get older. You're not letting your mind grow stagnant. You're able to go out and you're able to take an animal. Yeah. You're going to learn how to butcher an animal. You're going to learn how to drag an animal out of the woods. You're going to learn how to pattern. I mean, all these different things that add to your skill set as a human being, right?
Yeah.
Podcasting, for God's sakes, right?
Yeah.
I would have never thought I would have ended up with something like this, but it's easy to share your story when it's real, and it's not a bunch of bullshit. You can get up here and you can talk about all these things because guess what? You've experienced.
And you've just brought up so much stuff I want to hit on. One, the hunting thing. How many people on the internet do you see in the comments are like, "That's cruel. You shouldn't be doing that." And it's like, do you not know where your food comes from? It's hundreds of thousands of years of people eat in nature, in real life. Okay, we don't live in real life anymore. We live in society. Okay, but in real life, something has to die for you to live. And so I'll never understand these people who are anti-hunting. I'm a proud hunter. I mean, I don't have quite as many trophies as you, but I love hunting. I think it's good for your soul. It's good. You need it. You need the food. It's one of the cleanest food you can consume.
It's a renewable resource.
It's a renewable resource.
I would say the best steward of the land is usually the hunter. Mm-hmm. It's not the activist. It's not the PETA. It's none of that bullshit, right? Yeah. So you think about, let's say you're a landowner and you own 100 acres and you're managing that land for whitetail. You are feeding a herd of probably somewhere between 20 and 40 deer, maybe more, that come and go. There's a lot of deer that you can hold on 100 acres. Yeah. And you're feeding those deer. You're keeping them alive. You're keeping you're keeping that herd healthy. And every year, you take the oldest, biggest deer out of that population. The deer would be dead in a year or two anyway. Like, it's an older deer, right?
Yeah.
That's management. And if you look for years from the early 1900s till now, all of the native species that didn't go extinct have grown, in some cases tenfold. The whitetail, the elk, the mule deer. Everything has gotten better because of management. And that's not done by anti-hunting people. That's done by hunting folks and conservation. So Hey, hate on hunters if you want. You just don't know.
I'll never understand it. I mean, think about it. Like, if everything shut down. Seriously, we just experienced the government shutdown recently, right? Yeah. Which we can hit on a little bit. And we also had a government shutdown during COVID, where society kind of grinded to a halt in some ways. And so, if that's not a wake up call for you to start doing everything you can to try and be more self sufficient. Get a little piece of land so you can have a garden every year. Teach yourself how to hunt. Teach yourself how to fish.
Go find somebody that knows how to do it. Yeah. Humble yourself and know that there's always somebody out there better than you at something. And you've heard me say this, right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be the worst shot in a group of great shooters.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be the dumbest person in the room full of smart people, and don't be afraid to be the youngest, most experienced hunter in a room full of hunters.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're naturally going to get better. And if you get any level of skill out of that, you're probably better than 99% of the people you're going to come across. So,
and that's who you learn from, is
Yeah.
people who, that's why you have to humble yourself. I mean, everyone I've ever learned from in the martial arts was better than me, is better than me. There's people I'll never surpass who I've learned a ton from. And you have to be able to humble yourself and say, hey, man, let's go kick my ass and then teach me what you just did.
right? Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's how it is. And I'm not ever going to be a UFC world champion. But I feel really confident in every room I walk in because I have put myself through so much training.
You're at a bare minimum, you're holding your own.
Oh, at a bare minimum, yeah, like the average person, unless they have a significant size advantage on me and they have trained for years, they're not going to hold me down. They're not going to take me down. And they're damn sure not going to, unless they sneak me, like everybody can get snuck. Like somebody can sneak you with a beer bottle or a knife. You know, that's totally different. Cheap shot. Mm-hmm. Street fights are like, I don't even want to go there.
Surround yourself with good friends.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad I got you around because your cardio is probably a hell of a lot better than mine being at my advanced age. Because it's funny, you know, people will see the old guy, like, that old guy's really mean. It's because that cat knows he's got about 60 or 90 seconds of wind, so he better jump on that young buck while he can because that kid's got a lot of gas. So, yeah, I'm glad you're in my circle, Seabass.
Hey, man, I got your back anytime. And honestly, a lot of what we could just briefly talk about this. If you're worried about wanting to defend yourself, that's just being in good shape and how you carry yourself. Those two things will keep you out of a lot of trouble. Just carrying yourself. Don't walk around like a victim. If you just stand up with confidence. They've interviewed predators, like people who are violent criminals, and they look for certain signs. If they want to mug somebody, they want an easy victim. They want a target. So if you live in an area where you are worried about being mugged and stuff, I'm not saying it's always the victim's fault. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. So don't take what I'm saying out of context here. But there are certain things you can do to help yourself not become a victim. Just
you're not a soft target.
Try to do everything you can to not make yourself. Situational awareness will keep you out of. I would argue like at least 80% of bad situations.
Yeah, most of it.
Like if you walk into a place and you get a bad feeling, always trust your gut. Like just leave, and
yeah, the innocent and the people that just aren't poised to take care of themselves. You know. They need people to be out there that can protect people, and stand up against evil and people that aren't well-meaning, that want to get out there and take advantage of you. Carry yourself with a little bit of dignity and respect, you know. And I think we've really taken a nosedive as a society with that. You know, you were talking about the MMA piece. Interpersonal violence. Mm-hmm. Our youth is so they're not solving problems on schoolyards. They're not riding bicycles together. They're not getting getting in scuffles at the schoolyard. They're not going through all of these things that make them grow. These are things that my generation sorted out. By the time you were 18, 19, 20, mm-hmm. you'd been in a fist fight. Mm-hmm. You had rode your bicycle further away than you probably should have. Yeah. You've went swimming in an unsafe river. You've done, you know, you've stole beer, you've stole a stack of Playboys, you've done all of these things. So by the time you're ready to become a man, you're ready to become an adult, you've been through some of this. I don't think that kids are nearly as exposed to social interactions as we were. I mean, 5 years ago, how old were you?
I was 23.
23.
I'm 28 right now. Yeah.
So COVID hit. How many kids in your student body ended up doing online and not going into class?
A lot of them. It honestly hit everybody. I think it was like 2 years. High school students, middle school students, college students were all online, fully online.
Right. Yeah. And then we make excuses, and we get kids that are now on all these antidepressants, all these drugs, all this. And what you've done is they come from a lot of broken homes. Right, not their fault, but they come from a lot of broken homes where a lot of kids are raised by just the mother, and not you know. And to single moms out there, I tip my hat to you. But we've taken so many things away from the equation from our youth that I don't think they get the full menu of this is going to prepare you for life.
Yeah. Man, you know what I would say to that? This is kind of like an antidote. If you are in your teens or early 20s and you are feeling that way, like you've played too many video games, you've sat inside for too long, you just feel soft, go make yourself hard. It doesn't have to be that way forever. Don't think about the time you've lost. Think about what you can do right now. That's all you have is right now. The past doesn't matter anymore. All you have is right now. I went through that. I came out of high school. And I was just looking at myself like, man, I want to go do something. I feel like I don't feel like I've lived at all. And maybe that's just like a normal thing to go through when you're young. But I was like, you said earlier before we started recording, you wanted to get right. So that's what led me to the Marine Corps. That's what led me to pursue mixed martial arts. Is I just wanted to make myself harder. I wanted to live a little bit, get these life experiences that I felt like I was missing. And you don't have to be a douchebag. And I don't actually care if it does make you sound like that. You shouldn't care. You should seek out, especially if you're a man, you should be seeking these experiences out to you should do things that make you feel like a man. And I don't know how else to say it. You should be trying to do things that make you feel not like a bitch, not like a pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the most macho guy out there. There's guys that can walk me up and down and outshoot me and outrun me and outfight me.
You've just got to expose yourself to things that are going to challenge you, that are going to give you that self-confidence, that are just going to grow you, right? And all these little things that just prepare you for whatever that path is, right?
Yeah.
I always tried to level up. It's like, okay, start lifting weights. Go get on a team. Go play football.
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, this is the end of the line. I'm not going past high school here. What's next? I need help. I need to grow.
Right.
Marine Corps. Okay, what's tough in the Marine Corps? Let me become a grunt.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm doing pretty good at this infantry thing. Let me try this next thing. Let me try this, and you just boom, 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 and you just continue to level it up. And then there comes a point, I think, for me, it was being a platoon sergeant in combat. Wow, I've got 40 dudes here, and we've got to go out there and we've got to get after it. I'm responsible for these guys. Right? These are my little brothers. They are a reflection of me, and I want to bring these guys home alive. And God knows that's hard. And you get humbled, you lose a guy. You go through all these things, and on the backside of it, you're like, wow. The experience, and you come out of that, and somewhere along the way, people start seeking you out for, hey, how did you do this? Why were you successful with this? Why with this? And you start to share, you grow, and be the man in the arena.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Be the man in the arena, right? That's all I can say. If people always say, don't raise your hand, don't volunteer for anything. If I didn't volunteer for stuff while I was in the Marine Corps, I would have never would have been a martial arts instructor, would have never been a water survival instructor, would have never done this, been to this school, been to that school, exposed to this, exposed to that.
Yeah.
If I was a Native American chief, every one of those is just a feather in it's a feather in the war bonnet.
Yeah.
If you stay in your comfort zone there, little Hiawatha, you got one fucking feather.
Yeah.
So, man, go out there, get after it, man. And my body hurts a little bit at this point, but put yourself in positions that are going to hurt a little bit. It's the only way you grow, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
It's like a dude putting you in a choke. Got it. It's probably it probably just deflates you, and you tap from it. But then you're like, okay, I've learned from this.
Yeah.
Guy tries to do it next week on the mat. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You come across somebody in real life who's not guided by moral principle, who's not working out at a gym, and they're just an idiot that's trying to hurt you. You're gonna make a bad example out of that fucking clown forever deciding to cross that line, and it sets the example for other people. I want to be like that guy. I want to be prepared. I want that self-confidence.
Absolutely. And it's not about measuring dicks and having a pissing contest and seeing who's the biggest man in the room. What it is, in my opinion, it boils down to this. There are better and worse ways of living. There are better and worse lives you can live. So ask yourself this. Look in the mirror, man. What do you want your life to be? You get one shot at this.
Yeah.
Do you want to live this life where you feel soft, where you feel like a bitch? you're scared. You don't feel like you can put yourself out there. You can have a conversation. You can. And it doesn't happen overnight. Is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
You go get these experiences, and you give yourself. That's the thing. You give yourself these experiences.
Yeah.
And eventually, you're that guy. You're that guy that people look at and is like, wow. If you're in the restaurant industry, man, that guy really, he knows how to cook. He knows how to run his business. He knows all his inventory. He knows what wines pair with this. This guy is a professional. He knows, and there's a million ways you can put yourself through the ringer to learn. Pain is the best teacher.
Pain retains, man.
Pain retains.
Pain retains.
Yeah, you know that better than fucking me right now.
Yeah. I think about you. You were just thinking about you while you were talking. You did a tough man, and you fought a guy, got him down pretty quick.
Yeah.
Then you had a second guy. This is all in one night within the course of a couple hours.
Yeah.
You whooped one guy pretty quick. The second guy you went round and round with for a while, and you beat him on a decision. By the time you got to the third guy, he ended up beating you by a decision.
No, they ended it in the third round.
But the point was, you were on your third dude.
Yeah.
The second dude, it wore you.
Yeah.
It took your gas.
Yeah.
But you faced 3 men in one evening.
In one weekend, yeah.
In one, right? That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, that's a funny story because I won.
But what I'm saying is, there's not like hang my head and shame this dude got me. No. Look at what you did.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He
had 68 pounds on me too.
That's a big boy.
That's a big fucking son of a bitch. And he was training with one of the best kickboxers in the state at the time. So he's a stud. Eli Atkins, if you watch this, bud, you're a stud.
What is he, like 260, 270?
I think he's 270, yeah. He might have trimmed out because he's been working out.
That's a lot of man.
That's a lot. And I was...
Did he have cardio?
Yeah, he had been working his ass off. Like, he actually did really good.
At 270.
Yeah, he surprised me, yeah. He did really good. But that was so I won the 2024 Tough Man at middleweight.
Yeah.
And then I tried again at heavyweight because I was letting my boys that I train with at my gym have middleweight and cruiserweight. And I was like, you know what, I'll take on the heavyweights. We'll see if I can even get it. So I knocked out the first guy the first night, or it was a TKO, whatever. And the second guy I fought, he could just take a punch. Like, I kept wailing on him, and he could. So that fight kind of gassed me out because I was just... It's when you do a tough man, it's just all 1 minute rounds. So it's literally just like you're not boxing. You're
bringing it.
You're not boxing. It's not boxing. You're
swinging for defensive.
Yeah, you're looking for that quick knockout so you don't gas yourself out for the next fight. Well, that's what I did, and I hadn't been training for that one as much as I had because I had a fucked up back from that going into that, so I didn't really put myself through a full camp for that. Not that probably would have made a difference. The two guys that won it were absolute studs at the heavyweight division, but I had my third MMA fight 2 months before that, and the guy that I lost to there was a total stud. He's a shout out to him. He's from Team Demolition up in Ohio, which is like a pro MMA team, and they really brought it. Those guys had a really good game plan, and that fight really taught me something too. Because if you're gonna fight, this is for any realm of life, but don't go into it trying to score points. Like I still was at this point where I didn't fully understand there's like a whole game plan side to executing the win, right? To actually getting the kill. And when you go into a fight, in my opinion, you should really be going in there to hurt somebody. Like, don't go in there trying to... MMA especially is not like boxing. Boxing, you can kind of try to score your points and win. Kickboxing is the same way. If you go into MMA, like, in my opinion, unless you're like really, really technically skilled, do not go in there. Like, really go in there with a game plan to finish this guy. And that's what he did. He had a really good mat return and armbar combo he threw on me, and that was just like crazy. Yeah. So my back was fucked up from that. And anyway, so that was a whole couple months that was really crazy for me. But
all right.
But anyway, I wanted to ask you something about something you were talking about, situational awareness earlier.
Yeah.
So when you were in country in Iraq and Afghanistan, how much do you think that played a role in keeping you and your boys alive? Is just not necessarily even just the training you put your guys' stuff through and all the basics, being really good at the basics, but just your mindset and being situationally aware, being aware of what was around you, what the task was. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
You are you gotta think, feel, atmosphere 360 3D, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to make you and your guys a hard target. So, like, if I got a dude that's tired, let me put him somewhere in the shadows where he can take a knee and look tired and be tired. But I want everybody else to look like that. You screw with us, we will kill you. So I always wanted my Marines to look like they were all business all the time and try to put them in a position where it's like, if I am a bad guy, this is the last group of guys that I want to screw with. But part of that, too, is believing in the mission, believing in taking care of your brothers, and catching rest where you can while also keeping your guys physically fit and focused. So cutting out distractions, protecting them, circle the wagons with everything morally, mentally, physically, spiritually, so that you're putting the best ethical, prepared, morally sound, stone cold killer you possibly can on the streets or mountains of whatever piece of ground you're either guarding or trying to take. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for the most part, it works. But we had a memorial recently for the guy that I lost 20 years ago, Norman Anderson. And it's tough. And even when you do it all right, there's times where you still may lose a guy. I even had the chance to talk to his parents, and I said this at his memorial. That guy went out on his shield saving his brother's lives. So if you apply everything, it's still going to hurt like a motherfucker. You're never going to get over losing a dude. I think about him every day. But you will at least go to sleep at night with that if we wouldn't have done it this way, we probably would have lost other guys. It would have been a discredit to us as a group of men that were there fighting for each other. So yeah.
When you say you think about him every day, you don't, and we can move on too if this is too tough.
No.
Do you ever, how much of that is just him and the memories and thinking about the good times, and how much of that is reliving the day and just what could have went different?
I tell this to everybody. I don't know how I didn't lose anybody in Afghanistan. Because we thousands of bullets. I mean, a lot of gunfights. A lot of times where we could have, would have, should have been. We still came out of there intact. You just hate it that you lost a quality guy. 21 years old, newly married, good-looking kid, strong kid, good leader, warrior. A short life well lived that should have been a long life. It just hurts. It's just like there's a little part of you that's not there. We have our reunions, and I know he'd be right there in the thick of it with us if we still got together. So yeah, we miss him.
Yeah.
Everybody, but I do. I tell my guys this. I tell myself this. I think the good lives that we lead, and this goes for anybody that's lost somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the military, but we honor their memory by trying to be the best versions of ourselves. Easier said than done, because when you're at war, you're in a high stress environment, and other people are depending on you. You tend to be the best version of yourself, and to call that forth on a regular basis is exhausting. It's tiring. It wears you out. So I just try to honor his memory, and I know a lot of our guys too, by living good lives. By hey man, if anybody here needs anything, give me a call. Hey, let me show you how to get out of that chokehold. There's a reason you're not holding a good group with that service rifle. There's a reason. Here, let me show you a counter to that kick. Let me let me show you how to play that bass a little bit better. Whatever it may be. Try to make those around you better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
be a giver, not a taker.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Givers give, takers take.
And takers have no boundaries. So if you're a giver, you need to have boundaries for sure.
Yeah, man.
What you just said kind of reminded me of a friend I lost a couple years ago. He took his own life.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, when the family was trying to figure out how to memorialize him and honor his memory, they came up with like a little slogan that said, "Be somebody's Colby Brown." And I really, really liked that because he was always somebody that was there for you no matter what, and you could call him at any time and he would be there for you, and he made everybody around him feel great.
Yeah.
You know, they say you never remember what you did or what you say, you remember how you made you feel, and I think he's kind of a perfect example of that. Is be somebody's, you said Norman Anderson, right? Be somebody's Norman Anderson. Like,
yeah. So this is a very deep and touchy thing. It's suicide.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Marines do it, and it's never the guys that you expect. But I will tell you this to anybody that's listening and anybody that's been on that edge, don't want to be here, thinking the world's better off without them. I've yet to go to a single memorial service where I don't see people asking, what could we have done to prevent this? What could we have done to help him? What could we have done to help her? What could we have done to prevent this? Now, I know people that have been in that crowd that have committed suicide. So those people have to know. You have to know that people are going to be left hurt. They're not going to be better off without you. And you have got to find the inner strength to get through your bullshit. So get through your bullshit, you know. And I will tell you from a combat vet's perspective, I've lost two really close people in my life. I lost Wally back in Iraq 20 years ago. And about 4 years ago, I lost my buddy Jesse Shirts. And you know Jesse really well. Jesse got hit by a cop after we were trying to get the Marine Corps to put a better sight on one of our systems. We were coming out of a meeting, and Jesse was going to catch an Uber with some other Marines, and he got hit by a cop car. Cop was going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit on his phone talking to his girlfriend while it was raining. God bless Jesse. Loved him to death, man. I miss that guy every day. But if you commit suicide, I can't talk to you. I can't talk about you the same way I would Wally or Jesse. You took that from me. You know, Jesse was out here minding his own damn business, hustling, trying to do right by people, and he got hit by a damn car.
Yeah.
Tragedy. I love him and I miss him. Wally went out on his shield. You went home and you let the darkness and the demons get the best of you. And you didn't reach out. You didn't call forth your best self. So know this, if you're hurt, like I said before, if you're out there and you're hurting, go find people that can be your strength while you're weak, pick you up, because you dim your fucking shine. I'm sure he was a great dude, but in my mind, you dim your shine and you take some of that away from me. Because I mean, Seabass, oh fuck, I love Seabass. Fuck, man, why'd you do that? You know.
Yeah.
So suicide's a tough thing.
It is. You know, I like to say is try everything else.
Yeah.
Try everything else. You know, like if you're really thinking about doing that.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've been reading this. My buddy Major Mike McNamara, From Trauma to Joy, Life-Changing Lessons from U.S. Marines, taught me after traumatic events that occurred in my life. Lessons that I read that all fucking wrong. Cut that part out. But
no,
anyway,
we're leaving it in.
We're leaving that in?
Yep. You can try again if you want.
Life-changing lessons fellow U.S. Marines taught me after traumatic events occurred in my life. And these are lessons that can apply to anyone. So this talks about people helping others get through their trauma and get out of the darkness, the valley of the shadow of death, as he calls it, onto not just a post-traumatic, growth, but post-traumatic winning. Great book, great insights. Mike's awesome. He's on allmarineradio.com. Check him out.
Good plug. That's it's always good to give people resources and other things to think about, and definitely read about other people's lives. Like that's a great way to. Or if you don't know how to read, go watch some podcasts and videos and look up some biopics on YouTube and just listen to other people's lives. That's one of the most powerful things about listening to other people's story is you say, oh, it's not just me. That guy went through that too, and this is how he handled it. Or he went through so much worse than me, and he was able to keep going no matter what. So that's one of the powerful things. And one thing I like to tell people is try everything else. If you're thinking about ending your life, try everything else. You procrastinate everything. You procrastinate doing the dishes, doing your laundry, starting the business you wanted to start, calling your friends. You procrastinate mowing the lawn. You procrastinate doing your work, your homework, your schoolwork, your work.
Yeah, you know.
So put that off till tomorrow too. Why the fuck not? Go try something else and try life. Just anything, literally anything.
You know, luck favors the prepared. So prepare for things, right? You know, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And your habits, your habits define your outcomes. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You don't just magically rise to the occasion overnight.
No.
Your habits define your outcomes, man.
Yep. It's one of my favorite sayings. I forget who originally said this, but you do not rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of training.
It's like this when you see a redneck guy. We're back on the MMA thing a little bit here, or the fighting thing. Oh, when I get mad, I just see black good. Right? Come get it. Yeah. I want your uncontrolled redneck fucking imaginary badass. Just come at me like a tornado. And you're going to end up, as Bo would say, somebody's going to the deck.
Going to the deck.
Somebody's going to the deck.
Yeah.
If you're trained, you've got your head about you. You've already game planned. Okay, I've got this mess coming right at me. Yeah. Here's my options. And next thing you know, they're on the deck.
Yep. Losing your temper doesn't help you, by the way. I don't know if who needs to hear that out there, but getting pissed off does not help you win a fight. It's you want a level head. You want to think clearly. You want to be able to think 2 or 3 moves ahead. All right, if he does this, he does this. This is what I'm going to do next. Boom. And if you lose your shit, you are not doing yourself any favors. You don't get more powerful because you got pissed off.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're trying to lift something up, if you're trying to pick a car up off of somebody, you summon that once in a lifetime strength.
Yeah, if you want to get amped up because you're getting ready to go sling some weight in the gym, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, get prepared. And I'll tell you something else. Since we brought back up fighting, your losses don't. I can't compare this to combat. 1, I've never been in combat, and 2, that is not training anymore, or that's a real life and death thing. Yeah. So with all things that are not life and death, losses are not the end. They are times of learning. They are times of learning, and again, I can't equate that to a combat situation because
I think combat, they are also stakes are a lot higher.
Right. Yeah.
The stakes are a lot higher, but you have to humble yourself and just go back to the drawing board, and I think you look at something like MMA compared to boxing. Like, right, there's something to be saying about getting knocked out in a boxing ring, or this guy's got the heavy hands, but there's a pointing system to the right. Yeah. But you look at MMA, there is definitely I don't want to say luck, but man, it's hard for an MMA fight. How many MMA fighters do you know that have gotten pro and they're 20-0? They're not. They all have 4, 5, 6, 7 losses because any given day, that guy's trained hard. He pulls one more move than you do, and it's just it could just go the wrong way. So
the greatest of all time, Georges St. Pierre, said it best. Sometimes you just zig when you should have zagged.
I think it really does. I think it really does come down to that, right? So
and so don't be too hard on yourself, and honestly, try to get to a point in your life where you're detached from the outcome enough to say, I'm actually grateful for this loss because I've learned something. Every time you lose or you fail, you've just exposed a weakness that you can now go work on. That's how you get better. If you're looking at how to get better at running your business, get better at the sport you're playing, the martial art you're training, look at what you're bad at and go get better at that. That's what I would say. What do I want to work on this week? Okay, well, my escapes from bottom side control are terrible, so I'm going to work on that for 2 months. There you go. Where am I failing in my business? Okay, well, my employees keep quitting. Let's look at that. Maybe it's because, look, I don't know why. Analyze why and fix that. Like, I think it equates to a million different things in life.
I think all your challenges, they make you a tougher, more well-informed person of action, right? And you get more positive outcomes by being exposed to more things that challenge you. You're going to be better fit to help yourself, to help the people around you, and just make things better. All right.
Yeah.
My 2 cents, man. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. You want to leave the people with something good? Let's say you was put in, this is one of my favorite metaphors for this kind of question is, let's pretend like you're in Superman's palace. You know, I'm talking about the Palace of Justitude or whatever the hell it's called. What's it called? The Palace of Solitude? What's it?
Fortitude, Solitude,
The Fortitude Palace. Leave a comment if you know. I don't. My Marvel comic.
Been a long time since I've seen Superman.
My DC comic universe knowledge is not there. Boom. Whatever. There's a part in the movie, the OG movies. You know what I'm talking about, where he puts the crystal in the thing, and then his dad comes on the screen.
He's like at the fucking North Pole.
He's at the North Pole, and he puts the crystal in the tube, and his dad comes on the screen.
Yeah.
And I like to think about when I'm asking this kind of question, like imagine. So this video, right, is like that. Like, what message would you impart on a young person? Like, if you was like the only, they're putting the video on, and they're like, all right, JC, what you got for me? What's like
for a young person?
What's like like a junior Marine or like a young person coming up in the world? What would you impart on them if they were if you had just like one thing to pass on to teach from your own life that you've learned is like
nothing of any lasting value is going to come cheap, easy, or free. If it hurts, good.
Good. Hell yeah.
That's it right there. Nothing's going to come cheap, easy, or free. And if it hurts, good.
I think about that every I love it when you say that. It reminds me of every time I'm kind of thinking about giving up on what I'm working on, or I'm like, nope, it's worth it. If it's this tough, if it's this difficult, if I'm really thinking about not doing this anymore, that means that it's worth it somehow. And you might not even know how, but somehow this is going to be worth it, or somehow this is the outcome I want is there's a price, right?
Yeah,
there's a price I have to pay to get the thing.
Yeah, don't have a I can't attitude, right? People look at this world, we have a lot of problems because people look at this world through the glass is half empty. I'm always going to say that the glass is half full. Here we got a couple old Marine infantrymen that have seen a thing or two, and we got an aggressive young Marine that wants to make his way into production. Man, people could say no, but who else is trying this? Nobody, right? That I've seen. I don't see another JC and Boshow.
No.
So at some point this is going. We've got some hits. I got some hits up in DC a month ago in regards to what we're doing. So who knows where this thing goes? But I hope it goes in a good direction. If you guys out there like what you see, please share it. If there's stuff you want to see us talk about, we're going to work a little bit harder here to getting some guests on the show.
Yep.
So we get some other perspectives. So again, thanks for the support out there, and I think the sky's the limit, man. We just got to keep fucking grinding. Nothing comes cheap, easy, or free.